What if I told you that nearly 800 years ago, one of the most beloved saints in history, Saint Francis of Assisi, gave a prophecy that seems to describe the very times we're living in today? A time of confusion, division, and even a great trial for the Church. Could it be that we are witnessing his words unfold before our eyes? Imagine a world where even the faithful struggle to discern truth from deception, where the Church faces challenges from within and without, and where the faithful remnant must hold firm to the teachings of Christ amidst great trials. Doesn't that sound strikingly similar to our world today? In this video, we'll explore the incredible prophecy attributed to Saint Francis, what it means and why it is more relevant than ever. Stay with me until the end, because we'll discuss how this message applies to our lives today, and what we can do to remain faithful amidst the storm. We'll also cover 10 crucial steps every Christian should take to remain steadfast in these challenging times. You won't want to miss this. Let's dive into the mystery and uncover the truth. Saint Francis of Assisi is one of the most well-known and beloved saints in all of Christian history. He was a man of radical faith, humility, and devotion to Christ. Born into a wealthy family in the 12th century, he renounced his inheritance, choosing instead a life of poverty and service. His commitment to living out the gospel in its purest form attracted countless followers and led to the founding of the Franciscan order. His impact on the Church and the world is undeniable. His love for creation, his deep spirituality, and his unwavering obedience to God continue to inspire millions today. But few people know that St. Francis is also said to have given a chilling prophecy near the end of his life. A prophecy that speaks of a time of great trial for the Church, a time that eerily resembles our present age. The prophecy attributed to St. Francis warns of a time when a man not canonically elected will be raised to the pontificate. He describes a period of tribulation where even those who are supposed to shepherd the flock will be deceived. He goes on to say that some clergy will be drawn into error and that the faithful who remain steadfast in truth will be persecuted, abandoned, and even cast out as heretics. Does this sound eerily familiar? Many today see confusion within the Church, contradictions in teachings and divisions among believers. The rise of relativism, doctrinal ambiguities, and moral compromise has left many Catholics feeling lost and uncertain. Could this prophecy be speaking of our own time? Are we seeing the very warnings of St. Francis coming to life before our eyes? If we look to Scripture, we see that warnings of false prophets and apostasy are nothing new. Jesus himself said in Matthew chapter 24, verse 24, "For false messiahs and false prophets will appear and perform great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect." This sobering verse reminds us that deception can be so strong that even the most devout believers could be led astray. St. Paul also warned in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3 about the great apostasy that would come before the return of Christ. Throughout the New Testament, we see repeated cautions about false teachings infiltrating the Church, about wolves in sheep's clothing leading the faithful astray. Could the words of St. Francis be echoing these scriptural warnings? And if so, what does that mean for us today? Now, before we jump to conclusions, we must be cautious. Throughout history, the Church has faced many crises, heresies, corruption, schisms. Yet the Church has always prevailed. Every era has had its own trials, and many have mistakenly believed they were witnessing the final days. However, what makes today different is the global scale of confusion, the rapid spread of false teachings through media, and the loss of faith among so many. Never before have we seen such widespread moral and doctrinal ambiguity, nor the technological capability to spread falsehoods instantaneously. The faithful are called to be vigilant, discerning, and unwavering in their love for Christ and his Church. Even if this is not the time of ultimate tribulation, we must be prepared as though it were. So, what can we do if we believe this prophecy holds truth for our time? Here are 10 key steps every Christian should take to remain steadfast in faith. Stay rooted in sacred scripture and tradition. The best defense against deception is knowledge. Read the Bible. Study church teaching. The more you know, the less you can be led astray. Pray for the church and her leaders. Even when things seem uncertain, we must pray for wisdom and discernment for those in positions of authority. Prayer is our most powerful weapon. Be courageous in the truth. Do not be afraid to stand for Christ even when it feels like you're in the minority. The saints before us were persecuted for their faith, and we should expect no less. Strengthen your spiritual life. Attend Mass, receive the sacraments frequently, and deepen your personal relationship with God through prayer and fasting. Stay in community with other faithful Catholics. Surround yourself with those who are also striving to live the truth. Encouragement and support from fellow believers are crucial. Be watchful and discerning. Not every voice that claims to speak for God is truly from Him. Test everything against Scripture and the constant teaching of the Church. Prepare spiritually and practically. Strengthen your soul, but also be prudent in practical matters. Times of trial require a strong foundation. Avoid confusion and division. Stay away from rumors, gossip, and sensationalism that only lead to further fear and division. Defend the faith with love and clarity. Be ready to explain and defend church teachings with both charity and truth. Let your witness be a light to others. Keep hope alive. No matter how dark things may seem, remember that Christ has already won the victory. The church will never be abandoned. Remember, Jesus promised in Matthew chapter 16, verse 18, "The gates of hell shall not prevail against the church." No matter what happens, Christ is with us. So, are we living in the times St. Francis warned about? While we cannot say with absolute certainty, we can see signs that should encourage us to stay vigilant and faithful. God is in control, and He calls us to trust in Him completely. The challenges we face are not an excuse for fear, but a call to greater faith. If St. Francis's prophecy is truly unfolding in our time, then we must be bold in our commitment to Christ and His Church. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this prophecy? Do you see any signs of it unfolding today? Let's discuss it in the comments below. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more content like this, and share it with others who might need to hear this today. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay strong in the faith. God bless you.